Alright, YouTube, I'm back with, I guess you'd call it a part 2 to my last video, kind of like a new rider video. I want to try to make this one a little better. That last one I kind of just threw up there. I didn't really try. Didn't really talk about much, just took a ride, threw it up there, no editing or anything. So I want to try to make this one better for y'all, talk about a couple more things. It is a part 2 because I'm still a noob, so I'm still pretty road fresh. So yeah, let's get into it. So I actually had some people tell me in the comments that of that first video that the 23 ZX-6R has quick shifter, which I had no idea that was the case. They did not tell me that at the dealership or anything. I had no idea. I wanted one. I was like, oh, maybe I can get it installed, but apparently it has it, so that is good to know. So I'm gonna be trying that out and walking through and showing y'all what kind of progress I've made, which, like I said, I'm still pretty road fresh, haven't had too much experience. I have learned to, some people let me know in the last video about shifting. I was shifting way too early. I was in like 4th gear at like 40 miles per hour. So now I know that is not how you're supposed to do it. You can actually, and I have tested a little bit, I can go pretty much all the way, and first I can get pretty fast, and also makes you take off a lot faster. I'm actually gonna pull into this school right here to show y'all a little bit of training I've been doing that I think will help y'all out. And it's definitely one of the things that I've struggled with the most is slow speed turns. And as you can see, if you can see good, there's these parking spaces right here, which are perfect for doing your slow speed turns, trying to get outside of one edge and then go on the outside of the other. So I'm gonna try that here, because that's, even in the MSF course, that's what I struggle with the most. Look at this beauty though. This thing is, man, it looks so good. It's really dirty right now. Don't know if you can see, but I don't think I even showed this in the last video, which I'm sure you know what it looks like. I don't think I could have got a better looking bike. And there is work I want to do to it, which I don't know how. For one, I want to add some crash bars, because eventually, not now, I want to get into, you know, trying to do some tricks, pop a wheelie here and there. But I've messed around with that, and that ain't happening anytime soon. Maybe if y'all got some tips for me, you can let me know. But so yeah, let's walk through. If you're a new rider like me, this is really good practice, because that's by far I struggle with the most with slow speed. And I'm just gonna let off the clutch completely. So I'm gonna go into this line going really slow, and I'm gonna try to make it in this next line. Oh, pretty bad turns. It's really scary making them little turns, but I'm not even on the throttle, not on the clutch. Just gonna try to turn in the handlebars just a little bit, leaning just a little bit, and trying to make these slow turns. Because even out on the road, you definitely want to be able to make these and not take way too wide of a turn like I've done a couple times, because I avoided practicing. And I'm not even hitting the gas. I'm maintaining 7 right now, 7 miles per hour. Tapping the brakes a little bit, trying to make these sharp turns. So I definitely recommend, if you're new, for one, definitely take a training course, MSF course, basic rider course, because that just makes all the difference, and it actually lets you know if you're comfortable, if you can actually even handle riding a bike. Because there was some people there that riding a bike is they just probably would never be able to do it. It's not the easiest thing in the world. For some people it might be, but just doing these sharp turns, slow speed turns, if you come up to a light and you got to make a sharp right turn, you want to be able to do that smoothly, quickly enough to where you're not getting rear-ended from behind. And see, my turns are still pretty wide, so just go through, practice this stuff daily. This has helped me a ton. And actually, what I learned when I was taking the course is that right-hand turns are actually a lot harder, because you're pinching your arm in and the throttle is right there, so you have to control the throttle while you're like pinching your arm in, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna try to do a good wide, or a good sharp turn here, turn the handlebars. Make sure you look, when you look exactly where you want to go. Well, technically they said look past where you want to go, which I haven't even been doing this whole time. Just sharp turns like this, and you're looking before you even start making a turn. Like, I'm looking right, turning the handlebars, and look, that was way quicker of a turn than I've done any, because I fully looked before I started turning, and then I've got my head all the way turned, making that turn. So definitely get out in the parking lot, do some training, even do some brake training, because you definitely want to be able to, in a sticky situation where you have a millisecond to react, you want to be able to quickly, and not too hard. You don't want to slide, or you don't want to, you know, go over the handlebars or something. You really want to be able to make that stop. And I've actually had an encounter myself where I had to quickly react and pull in the clutch, hit the brakes, not too hard but not too light. I had a deer run out in front of me, and this was one of my first days of riding, like literally like my second day. I handled it pretty good, it surprised me. That's, you really know if you're good enough once that situation comes. Like, once you have to you know, really get it done, you have to react in that split second. So I'd recommend, like, let me see, this is where I come. It's actually a school parking lot, but I recommend just do as much training as, there's never enough training, there's never enough practice. Like I said, I'm still super fresh, not a lot of road experience. I've been practicing this parking lot drills. It's basically the same stuff that I did when I took the MSF course, or basic rider course, whatever. I think it's called basic rider course here, and I am in Georgia. So yeah, let's do a drill right here. Let's get up to, I don't want to go too fast. Let's try to get up to maybe 25. And my ABS even kicked in there, so I don't know. Honestly, don't know if I guess, yeah, that's a good thing, because we don't want to go sliding, but you want, definitely get used to using that rear brake too. You don't want to just never use the rear brake. Every time I come up to a light, anytime I'm stopping, I'm always using the rear brake. You know, obviously you don't use it as much as the front brake, but get in the habit, because when I first started, I wasn't doing it, and I'd catch myself. Anytime I come up to a light or anything, I was not using that rear brake. So now, anytime, any stop I come up to, I'm using rear and front. Just get in the habit of using that front brake. I actually don't know if I don't think I'm supposed to be out here, but it's okay. They shouldn't say anything. So yeah, let's get on the road. Just do that basic training. do it as much as you can. The more the better. And that'll work wonders for you. Like that's the best way I've learned to. I mean, you do this so you can go on the main road. You don't want to hop straight on the main road. Like when I bought my bike, I did not drive it home. And I have watched videos of people driving them home. I thought about it, and they're always funny watching those videos because, man, they're terrified every time. And I know I'd be absolutely terrified riding this bike home for basically my first bike ever, besides riding some little tiny bikes that they have at the training course, because those bikes are, like I said, those, if you can get comfortable, like if you feel like you got the hang of it at the MSF course, I feel like that'll really show you what what kind of bike you can handle. Like if you just struggled, barely passed, and then you want to get a 600 or anything more, you know, that's, I mean, you can do what you want, but if you struggled, you know, it's probably not the greatest idea. And I can see where people come from, you know, start with a you know, a low power bike, 300, whatever, and work your way up from there. But you know, people don't have thousands and thousands of dollars to buy one bike and then a month later, you know, be tired of that bike, have the hang of it, you know, want something more, and you can just buy another one. That's partly the reason that I went straight to a 600, because I'm not gonna be able, I don't have money to buy two bikes within a couple months. So I took the risk, bought a 600 right away. And when I first started, it was, when I got that bike home, I didn't pretty much leave my yard. I would do laps around my yard, just learning the clutch, learning the throttle, the brakes, getting a hang of the turns, because these are completely different. These kind of bikes, sports bikes, street bikes, whatever you want to call it, completely different than those bikes you use at the course. I mean, those bikes, I feel like it'd be pretty hard to take what you learned there and hop straight on a bigger bike. Oh, train tracks. Because those bikes are so small. They're a completely different build than these sports bikes. I think they're called sports bikes, let me know. But it's just, I mean, it's a whole different feel. Alright, don't do that, guys. That's why I'm still training. Just completely throttled it right there. Luckily I didn't let go of the clutch and take off like a rocket. But yeah, be careful. That's why I'm still training. I'm not going into some crazy traffic, because that could have been bad. So don't do that. That's part of the learning process. Even when you come up to a stop and taking off smoothly. And when one of my first, you know, my first week or so, when I got on like a small road like this, I would struggle with taking off in time. Like I'd be way too slow. I'd have cars coming up on me. Pause. But yeah, so you want to make sure you can get taken off from a standstill quick enough, but you also need to learn that throttle control so you don't do what I just did and just completely yank it. Because if I would have done that and let go of the clutch, shoot, I might have went flying off the back. So just make sure you practice those things. I really hope this video is recorded. So just always practice makes perfect. And I'm actually, so in the MSF course, I feel like I did pretty good. Like I could get up on that bike, I could get to speed, I could switch gears quick. Braking was good. Really, the only thing I struggled with was the slow speed, sharp turns. So that's mainly what I practice right now. But like I can get up on it. Let me show you real quick. Woo! it's a blast driving this thing, I'll tell you that. I didn't even, I need to try the quick shifter. But don't do this if it's your first week riding. I'm still a noob, so I just go in a straight line and I hit it. I'm not doing anything crazier than that. But I mean, you get a bike like this, you wanna ride it, you know. So I do like getting up on it. Hopefully this wind's pretty crazy right now, so hopefully this audio's working. And I should have tried this quick shifter, but I don't want to go too fast. I'm already going a little over the speed limit here. Let me get over. Hopefully this wind isn't too much. Alright, I'm going to try to slow down here and I'm going to try to use a quick shifter. They said in the comments that you get to, I guess, a high RPM and then you just shift up and it goes. So let's try that. There's a car behind me, but I'll slow down a little bit. Oh wow. Okay. So I didn't have to use. It didn't want to go at first. I don't know if you have to get in really high RPMs, like close to the red line. My red line is 1600. Kind of what it felt like. I tried to pop it up, I think at 12 RPM, and it did not pop up. So let me slow down again. Well, let me downshift. All right, let's see. So I don't know if you have to blip off the throttle a little bit. I'm gonna try it without it, and then I'm gonna try it with it. So let's see. So I couldn't get it to shift there. I'm gonna mess around with it some more. Maybe you have to let off the throttle slightly. Like blip the throttle off. I'm guessing that's how it worked, because it wouldn't move right there. I was pushing up on my foot. I think I actually got like locked in between third and fourth. So this is a pretty quick slowdown. Front and brake, or front and back brake. And you come to that stop. I really hope this GoPro's recording. But yeah, now that y'all could hear me, if you couldn't before, I tried that, hold on, let me focus. So I don't know if I have to get in like really high RPMs to quick shift. I'm guessing that's what it's for. It's a quick shifter, so you're supposed to be, you know, getting on it. Let me try here. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see that. So I think, oh, voice crack. I think when you get to pretty much when that light blinks letting you know to shift, I think that's when you'll be able to shift. You know, I guess a quick shifter is for riding faster and accelerating quick, so I'm guessing that's what the case is. I'll try it one more time. Okay, well, let me slow down, get in a different gear. Alright, let's try one more time. Let me get in second so I can get up and higher in RPM. Okay, I'll definitely have to work on it. I can get it. It's like, maybe it's right when if that yellow light's not blinking, which means I guess you're right at the red, you're in the red, I don't think it'll shift because I'm pulling it up and then eventually it'll shift, but I think it's right when I get to that red line. And I wish I could rev match, man. Rev matching sounds so good, but I definitely don't have the facilities for that. Alright, let me take it. I'm gonna take it chill for now on.